Good evening everyone, and welcome back to PSGL Premier Sim Gaming, which is sponsored by GT Omega. As yeah, we're here round number 5 here in Japan, Suzuka, as we are back with Formula 7 known as F7 here on the PlayStation tiers, and I am your commentator, your solo commentator for this evening, which is LRE Storm. Unfortunately, my co-commentator LRE More Games is unfortunately unavailable this week, so I shall be on my own this evening, and hopefully will be provided with a lot of fantastic action from the full grid that we have here this evening. And yeah, hopefully it will be a fantastic race. Obviously Suzuka, not raced here for a couple of seasons in real life, but it is always a fantastic track to be at. It is also an iconic track in the F1 calendar. Hopefully we get to see the new F1 replicate what he's been doing so far in the first 4 rounds, which he has dominated. He's won every single race so far. Maybe after this race we'll have to see if he might be just too good for this tier, as not a lot of people may have practiced on the Japan track here, which is obviously the only figure of 8 track on the F1 calendar. It is a very unique track. It has a lot of well-known corners that we'll see along the way, and yeah, we're just going to sit back and watch all the action unfold this evening as we ride on board the Mercedes driver of LFR P3, as he is coming through the first sector, but he is on his out lap, so we'll go on board with somebody that isn't on their out lap, and that will be, oh no, he is on a in lap, should I say. Oh, someone's gone for a bit of a spin there, I think, and yeah, Mexico was a very interesting race. Ian did win in the end, but yeah, it was a lot of DNF finishes. Hopefully that isn't the same situation this evening, as we should have around about 27 laps of fantastic racing, and I shall just clear that. I don't know why that's coming up. Hopefully it goes very shortly. And it does, thank God for that. Yeah, so we'll ride on board with Trust Cynics. He is in the McLaren for the season. He's actually done an okay season, had a few retirements. I believe one was Miami, as he's setting the pace at the moment. But don't believe all you believe on the times. We'll wait until he crosses the line. As he comes through the final few corners, will he match the pole, or will he be in the top 3? He is, and he is going to be in P6 with a 30.0. So everyone looking the top 5 very comfortable at the moment, as they are in the 29s. And yeah, FOD graphics up there. The two, I believe, Williams really showing what they can do in P4 and P5. Daniel, a real shock. He is in P2 at the moment with a 29.1, a lot closer to Ian than most have gotten to QRT. Ian, Bruno up there again for the Red Bull team, as yeah, turn 1 is very difficult if you're coming out of the pits, as hopefully Bruno doesn't sit there, because he will be DSQ'd. So we'll have to see how he gets on, as Miguel goes up into P3 in the Aston Martin. So fantastic job there for the Aston Martin driver, as he sets a 29.3. So the times are coming down, so drivers may be able to challenge Ian for the first time in this session, as some have got close, but being close is not enough, as we've seen. So yeah, it's a tricky track, as we see Miguel come up to the very sharp hairpin. Board with the pole sitter at the moment. Provisionally, we can't confirm until the checker flag is out and we get the results, as we ride on board with Ian. As I will actually go in the TV pod mode just to get a visual on board of how tricky this track is. As he comes to the end of sector 1, he is down on his time by nearly 8/10. So I think he will abort this lap. And he's still pushing. Oh, he's invalidated. So who else is on a lap? Actually, Bruno is now starting his lap as he comes through turns 1 and turns 2. He's got a little bit of a yellow flag up in front as he now comes through, I believe, turn 3 and turn 4. Miguel is now into the pit, so the cars in front of Bruno better get out of the way as they have to move because he is on a flying lap. As he comes through to the end of sector 1 and he's up by 2/10, so it would put him not past P3, but it would put him a lot closer as he comes through the hairpin. As he goes through the hairpin, and he's going to now hopefully come to the end of sector 2, the middle sector, very crucial part of the track, as you can really put the foot down as he is now taking all the track. He's going to get a lovely slipstream from the car in front as he uses it. As he comes through 130R, I believe that's what it is. If I've got mistaken, then I do apologise, as I haven't done this track for a little while, so my track knowledge is a little rusty. As he crosses the line, and that is going to put him up to P2 with a 29.0. as Ian goes with a 28.7. So yeah, we'll go actually on board with Indigo, IRT Indigo. Not set a lap so far. Had a few good races, especially Mexico. If you do want to go and rewatch that, then just look through the PSGL playlist, and I'm sure you'll be able to find it. You can watch all the action from the PlayStation and the PC tiers, which are all accessible on PSGL's YouTube channel. And there's been some absolute fantastic races so far in all the divisions that are streamed. And as we ride on board with Indigo, he's going to come through the final few corners. What's his first time going to be? He's probably looking at the top 5, and he's going to, yeah, I couldn't have nailed that any better, as he is in P5. Call me Mystic Storm if you wish, as he has now got to start his in-lap as he is in P5. Anyone else on a lap, actually? Oh, this is interesting. Trust Vilpex. He is up by a 10th nearly. He is on a lap at the moment, so we'll ride on board with the McLaren driver as he comes through the middle sector. As I said, a very crucial part of the track, I feel, as you can put your foot down a little bit more on the exits of corners like this one here, straight on the power, and he is going to potentially either match his teammate or go higher than his teammate. That'll be interesting to see what he does as he goes through 130R, and he is now going to come through the final 2 corners. What's it going to be? He is going to cross the line, and that puts him up to P6 with a 29.6. So the track's kind of, you know, evolving. The track evolution is ramping up now, so the drivers will be coming out for their final few laps. So yeah, who will take pole position? It's going to be very close, as the pole sitter is on a 28.7. That's 3/10 quicker than Bruno. So I feel like Bruno has been the only real challenge with the races we've had so far, with obviously Ian dominating. Daniel up there as a surprise, I think. Maybe a track that you liked. Go on board with... Actually, when we go on board with... let's see what... No, he's as F1R Laganga up to P7. Decent qualifying result. Quad graphics, he is going to come through 130R. He's not going to get the slipstream from the car ahead, but he's up by a 10th. So this would put him It would move him up one position, I think, at the moment. The final two corners are always the tricky ones here, I find. Oh, I think a little bit of understeer there. And he is going to cross the line one position up. And maybe he can get one more lap in as he goes for his in lap. He'll have to recharge that... Kart Racer up into P10. Olaf, yeah, not had a good week as he is down in P20. Jagazan finished on a podium in Austria. Not had a great Miami race, so I think he's gonna maybe have to fight a few positions. If you think about it, our pole position from Austria, Bugatti, is in P18, so a few weeks have changed, and yeah. Oh, who is going for a spin? Warman, he's on his outlap. Alex the G's on an outlap. Kart Racer's on an outlap. Who is on a lap? I believe, no, Trust Cynics is into the pits. He's going very slow. Why is he going very slow? No idea. Indigo on an outlap, so it is now a fight for pole position. Jagazan, the first retirement, he can't do no more now. He has retired. So, Trust Cynics has retired as well. He can't do no more. So, we'll go on board with Daniel. As Daniel is the first to set the flying lap. We'll try and keep on board with as many people as possible. So, Daniel, should I say, is coming through. He's gone through the first sector. I didn't quite catch what the time was, but it is coming through the middle sector, as I said before. He can kind of put his foot down a little bit more on the throttle, as, oh, that wasn't an invalidation. And, yeah, he is not gonna, I don't think, no, he's not going to even beat the 7.8, 27.7 should I say, that Ian has got. Can Bruno beat it? Bruno is up by 0.2. This is going to be very close. So a few more have retired. Can Bruno snatch pole, or can Ian go even quicker? So Bruno is going to cross the line. Bruno goes with a 28.7. Whoa, that's very close. Ian not going to bother to do any more. And it is Ian on pole position for another race here in PSGL F7. And that is a magnificent pole position from QRT Ian, the Dutchman, with a 27.7. So that is qualifying over, ladies and gentlemen, as we head to 27 laps of the Japanese Grand Prix here in Suzuka. So QRT Ian gets pole by 88 thousandths of a second, with XRT Bruno in P2. The Frenchman narrowly missing out on the pole position. Carter Racer in P3. Daniel in P4. Alex the G in P5. Miguel in P6. Bugatti gets himself up to P7. Then we've got Trust Cynics in P8, Warman in P9, Indigo P10, and then outside the top 10 is F1R Laganga, P12 Fod Graphics, P13 Trust Vilpex, P14 Olaf, P15 LFR K3, Nathan P16, Milakwiski in P17, iSharky in P18, and I'll read the last one in a moment. So we are now going to be in for 27 laps of absolute awesome and fantastic racing here in PSGL F7. I don't think the formation lap is on because of the current issue. I know there was a patch today, but yeah, as usual, that didn't get fixed. But yeah, hopefully we get under racing very shortly. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, do all the fantastic stuff that you can here at PSGL, and don't forget to also tick the notification bell so you'll never miss any of the streams here in Season 31 for Premier Sim Gaming, known as PSGL, as there is leagues nearly on every day. I think the only days the PSGL doesn't race is on a Saturday, so yeah, you get nearly 5-6 days of sim racing on F1, and the drivers, they take it to the next level sometimes and push that limit even further. As yeah, I think we are getting ready for the 5 red lights. 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights here in PSGL F7, and it's lights out and away we go here. And I wonder, as I quickly get up the graphics, as yeah, Ian has dropped quite significantly. Oh, who's that gone off? Trying to keep up with all the action. It's not as easy when you haven't got a co-commentator, but Ian drops down to P4. Bruno with the early advantage on the mediums, and yeah, it's early punch there for Bruno as he looks to take charge of this race early on. As we come to what will be the end of lap 1, Kart Racer makes it up to P2. Let's check the position gaps, and yeah, it's not a great start for the Mercedes driver as we come to the end of lap 1. Bruno makes the most of the starting lap, or the opening lap should I say, with a 34.3. And yeah, Ian's got a little bit of attacking to do for even a podium, another race win, as Woman drops down 10 positions early on, as Yagzan makes up 7, so they are the big changes at the moment. Alex the G drops 4 as well, so yeah, it's very interesting, I have to say. The top 3 all on the mediums. I think Ian's is a tyre disadvantage. As we've got another yellow flag. What has happened? Let's double check. Oh, we've got a little bit of action here between Nathan and oh, someone has gone for a spin. That's a Haas. As Olaf goes for a little move up the inside. Is he going to get the move? Oh, as someone doesn't have a wing, and that's Gamer or programmer there, as Bruno sets the fastest, but Daniel has gone and stolen that fastest lap point as we get an onboard view as DRS is enabled as Olaf and Woman are battling. We'll go back down to that battle for P14. It's not for any points, but it is well, it's an on the way position as Pro Gamer, or Programmer should I say, goes for the soft. So does Trust Vilpex. I wonder if that's for track position more than anything else. As we go back up to the front, as Daniel, Kart Racer and Bruno, all very close. They're all, well, Bruno won't get it, but Kart Racer and Daniel will. The DRS, as I believe there's an incident in the middle sector with Olaf, and he has had a bit of an incident with somebody, but we'll keep on board with the front runner, should I say, with XRT Bruno, as he is on his way to the final 2 corners on lap number 3. 24 laps, well, 23 laps to go already, and yeah, Bruno leading the way as we hit for lap number 4. Sector 2, that's Olaf has retired on the track, and that will cause a safety car. So, yeah, no, Olaf retiring on track. I don't think that's allowed in PSGL, but I'm not a steward. All-Stod gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. Pro Gamer, or Programmer should I say. I'll get that right by the end of lap 27 as he picks up a penalty as well. But that is costly for the Greek driver of FOD Graphics. And, yeah, he'll be looking to, after the safety car, serve that and get back out on some warm mediums as we have a safety car. So we are under the safety car rules, so obviously no overtaking allowed, and yeah, everybody from P6 to P19 opting for the hard compound tyres, going for the one stock strategy. So we'll just wait for all the drivers to regain back up to the pack, and we'll get going again very shortly. As just spoken to Olaf, and unfortunately he did crash. It wasn't a retirement on the track, so unlucky to the Aston Martin driver. Had an up and down season in F7, has scored points, I believe. So yeah, that'll be an interesting one. As Nathan has left the session, we are waiting for a few drivers to regain back up to the pack. As I believe everyone has rejoined up to the back of the pack, so we should get racing at the end of this lap. Oh, Laganga has had a moment. Oh, yay! Nathan has rejoined the session, so that's good. He will be able to get back in his car as the safety car is in this lap. The yellow lights are off the car, and we are going to get back under racing as they come through the final two corners. So, well, three corners, should I say? As Bruno will be now the de facto safety car once it goes in, and he will get us back under racing for what will be lap number 7. So 20 laps to go, and yeah, it's going to be a thrilling. Oh, somebody, yeah, car race, I think it's just clipped the corner, and he is going to drop. I think he's not going to drop, but he's got Ian right on the back of him as they get the race restarted, and Ian is not going to hang around as he goes for the move. The mediums versus the hards. His hards will now come alive here in the the opening 7 laps now, as they take a few extra laps. As Ian will now chase down the Red Bull driver of XRT, Bruno, as they come through the final corner. Ian's going to get a good exit here. He won't be able to, I don't think, be able to make the position this lap, but he is going to get DRS enabled on lap number 9, so he might just want to save a little bit of the ERS. As that top 4 is really close, and it would be such a pain, I think, if there was another safety car. So hopefully there isn't one, as Ian in that top 5, or top 6 should I say, is the only hard runner, so he's going for the alternative strategy. Obviously, Ian, when he does the pit, he will be on the mediums. So obviously he's relying a lot more on his pace. As Ian is just reeling in Bruno. Bruno's going to have to try, and I think just go for it, I think, as we come to now what will be lap number 9, as the DRS has now been enabled, and I think this will unleash the Dutchman of QRT, Ian, as he goes through turn 1. He is now going to close up that gap. He's got around about 40% ERS. He might want to recharge it a little bit, as there's some battles going on further down, as Woman and Bugatti are closing into each other. The two Ferraris, they have done extremely well. The first safety car really helped both of them, and they have gained back the positions. I think Woman lost 10 at the start. So yeah, as we go back up to the top 3, potentially top 4 if Kart Racer can close the gap, as they come round the hairpin. You've got to get a good exit out of the hairpin, I feel, as if not you will on no traction kind of lose the car a little bit, as I think the mediums are starting to kind of come to the end. So maybe I think that's why Kart Racer and Indigo are struggling to keep up with the Dutchman of QRT Ian, as QRT Ian is now going to use that ERS. He is literally deploying as much ERS out of that car as possible. Oh, as he goes really wide, so does Indigo. I think Indigo had the same idea, and that has given the kind of gap that Bruno wanted. But Ian still has the DRS, but it's too far for even an attempt at the overtake. As yeah, just a little bit of a moment there for QRT Ian and Indigo. And yeah, it's kind of eyes back, focused on what's in front, as Ian is now going to try and close up that gap. He's going to have to build up the ERS as they go through to the end of the first sector. Oh, who's had a moment? That, I believe, is LFR K3 I'm really bad at names, I do apologise. That's a Sector 1 incident, so no safety cars, thank God for that, as Yagazan up to P7. A little fantastic job there from the Haas. So the Ferrari Power Engines doing really well, as Kart Racer in P4, Alex the G in P5, and Bugatti in P6, with Yagazan in P7, Woman in P8, and he is getting chased down by Miguel in P9, the Aston Martin. Coming back, oh, we've got a bit of a battle here, as Indigo, I think, has had a moment, and he's going to drop down positions. I think he may come in for the hard compound tyre, as yeah, it's kind of a bit of a tricky situation now for Ian. Ian is over the 1 second. Oh, he hasn't got DRS, so Ian can't attack, and he is going to have to sit and wait. He's going to have to recharge that ERS as they come through on lap number 11, as they go through the first few corners of the sector. As I believe Indigo, is he going to go into the pits? He doesn't. He feels confident on the soft, no, not soft, the medium compound tyre. Obviously, of course, we've only got one soft runner, which is Trust Cynic. He's all the way down in. Oh no, that's so unlucky. I think for yeah, that's so unlucky for Indigo. The car wasn't ghosted. He's going to have now wing damage, and that is going to be an early pit stop for the Alpha Type. I think the 5 seconds will get removed. Yeah, Indigo are so unlucky that car didn't ghost, and yeah, I think he knows what's going on. Yeah, he's being respectful. He knows he can't fight, and he's going to let drivers through. He will go for the hards. He will be on fresh hards, so you know he can come back. so he'll box into the pits. So he's going to come out on the freshest hards. So yeah, I wonder, did Warman get any damage? Doesn't look like it, because he was the one that spun. But yeah, very unlucky for the AlphaTauri driver, as Indigo has dropped to... Oh, as Alex is in. Alex is in, so Alex feels that the right time is now for the hards. So I wonder, Kart Racer maybe not gone in because of his teammate. Bruno is holding on for everything. Indigo has retired. That won't cause a safety car because it's in the pits. Oh, Programmer has also retired, so the third retirement of the evening. So no safety car, so that's good. So the only medium runners now is Bruno and Kart Racer. So, as the other Mercedes has left the session. Oh, we've got a bit of a battle here for P7. Oh, that's a bit tasty, as the three battle there for P7. Indigo has left the session as well, so he has retired officially, and yeah, very unlucky. I think that 5-second penalty would get removed, but I'm not sure. I'm a commentator. I commentate on the action that's on the track. I don't penalise the drivers. So that'll be up to our fantastic stewarding team at PSGL, as we might have a bit of an overtake here, as Trust Vilpex is closing on the gap. He's going to go for it. He's going to send it. The game gives us the worst camera angle possible, and he doesn't get the move, as Kart Racer boxing. So he's box, and he is going to be on the hard compound tyre, as Programmer has left the session. And yeah, it is the two Alpines now in P7 and P8, as Trust Vilpex goes up in P6. So the only medium runner is Bruno left, as Bruno, I think, is trying to hold out as long as possible, the same as Ian. So obviously they're both on fresh tyre, because I think that's the only way Bruno is going to win. As is Bruno going to come into the pits? He's not. I think he's going to hold out until Ian pits. So this could be a battle of the pit stop. As sector 3, who has gone and had an incident? That is the other Mercedes, as the other Mercedes of Ian is hunting down the Red Bull. So we've kind of got a Mercedes versus Red Bull kind of battle, as Ian is kind of trying to push. He's kind of got 37% ERS, so he hasn't got a full tank of ERS. He's kind of got a quarter and a little bit extra. So he might want to start charging it up, as he is 2/10 down on his personal best through the first sector. Sector 1 is showing yellow flags, and I think that is a fight there for an unfortunate Mercedes that, yeah, they're now down by a minute, so they're going to get lapped, unfortunately, very soon. Hopefully they don't, because we want every driver to finish on the lead lap. So we are coming to kind of, well, we're over the halfway mark now, and you can just see Ian is dropping off. He is now out of the DRS zone as they come through the first sector, but he is up by 27 thousandths of a second. His teammate is not having the best of days. He's gone for the softs and it's not worked. So, as I think one of the Ferraris has had a moment. I think that's Woman. No, maybe not. Is it an AlphaTauri? No, it's not. Alfa Romeo, should I say. As Bruno is just... Yeah. Bruno is in a very tricky situation. He wants to pit, but I think he knows that if he lets Ian past, Ian would run away with the victory. So the only ideal possible situation, I think, for Bruno is obviously the kind of, see if a safety car does come out. Is he going to make a pit? He's not going to come into the pits. Does Ian? Ian is now into the pits. This is a very, very crucial lap for Bruno because he needs to kind of, pick up the pace. As I believe there is, yep, Ian is into the pits, so yeah, he's gone on to fresh medium. So Bruno's got to do the lap of his life if he wants to catch and, well, not just catch, but keep his P1 in safe hands. As sector 1 yellow flags. That is, I think that's the other Mercedes just letting drivers through. So let's look at gap to leader. Let's have a look. Oh no, that's the wrong one. I do apologise. So gap to leader at the moment. Where is Ian? Ian is 31.5 seconds. So as Bruno comes through 130R, as he's now going to come, I suspect Bruno will make a pit. If he doesn't, then I think he's lost the race. He is into the pit, so he's got 31 and a half seconds to make a pit. He's got to do this very quickly. Is he going to get out in time? Yagazan will take the lead. All Bruno needs to do is just keep in front of Ian. Ian is only coming through, I believe, the final corner. Oh, this is a bit of a battle that I don't think Bruno wanted to kind of come out into. As obviously Bruno is going to have to defend very sharpish and very quickly. As Ian gets himself up to P9. He's 3.9 seconds off of Kart Racer. So all the drivers in front of him kind of... I don't know if they will pit. I will just double check the pit stops. As, yeah, Bruno having to really kind of defend straight out the pits. So Laganga and Yagazan haven't pitted. So they will need to make a pit stop. So that will gain Ian 2 free positions. So yeah, Ian's going to have to really put the afterburners on and obviously kind of get the positions. He is in the top 10, the only medium runner, as Bruno is going to kind of now, I wouldn't say reduce the gap to obviously trust Vilpex, because he'll do that on basically on tyre compound, but he will kind of want to create a gap from Ian and the cars behind him as soon as possible, as Sharky is going to have a little bit of a battle with Kart Racer, I believe, and lose the position as Ian is setting the pace now of a 31.6. So yeah, Ian is, where is he? He is coming through Sector 1 through turns 1, 2 and 3. So he is going to be literally going to have to kind of get through quite a lot of the drivers. All Sector 2 yellow flags. That is the other Mercedes, Ian's teammate. He's gone for an absolute spin on middle sector. I don't know why he's still on the mediums. I feel like Japan isn't his track. As Ian gets the move done before the hairpin on Aishaki, and Aishaki will drop down a P9. Ian now 2.2 behind Kart Racer, but Kart Racer is on 5 lap hard, so might be a little bit of a little bit more defending there, as I think it might be a day for not to remember for LFR K3. I think he might just be beneficial to retire at this point, because he's 1 minute and 28 behind obviously the Haas. He's got to remember to yep, he's I think gonna return to the track at one point. Hopefully he doesn't get DSQ'd or brings out a safety car. He is going to come in, well, not come in, but get back underway, as F1R Laganga has made a pit stop onto some fresh mediums. Ian gets his way up to P7, so he's not that far off of Bruno. And yeah, everyone in front of Ian has made a pit stop. Oh, what's that? Oh no, that's the other Mercedes, so we won't worry too much. Ian will come into DRS. Oh, so Yagazan is now into the pits. Yagazan makes his way into the pits. So that will promote Ian up to P6. Ian is potentially a net P5. Because Nathan has a penalty. I will just double check. That is yep, that's a 3 second. So yeah, Nathan will drop, and Ian is literally got pretty much a car between him and Bruno. As Ian is obviously really closing up the gap. Is he going to go for a move down the hairpin? I don't think he's close enough. He is not close enough. I think he'll have to get Kart Racer down the 130R straight, as he is now 4 tenths behind Kart Racer. I don't think Ian is going to be on the podium today. I just got a feeling maybe he held as... Oh, that's some weaving from Kart Race. I don't think that's allowed. As Ian does it as well. I think it's just to keep the tyres warm and obviously get some life back into them. As Sector 1 is the other Mercedes, as Ian is going to get DRS, and I think he's going to make the overtake. He does, as he looks for it. Even though he's 8 tenths slower than his personal best, he does get the move done, and that is Ian on a net P4 at the moment, because Nathan has a 3 second penalty. Nathan has got to really push as much as possible, I think, to keep his P4, as Ian is on a charge, and I think Ian already has the Williams car in his sights. Oh, Ian picks up a penalty. That, I think, would be confirmed as game over for Ian. I don't think he'll be on the podium today. So Nathan can really just sit back now, because I think Ian would have to kind of get past Nathan and gain 3 seconds. So it's still possible. All Nathan has to do, LFR K3 has been disqualified from the session. I think that was kind of expected. I think once you know you're more than over a lap down, then maybe it's time to call it quits. So yeah, I think a bad day at the office for one of the Mercedes, as Trust Vilpex and Miguel are in the pits. So is Bruno, as there is a safety car. So they're all going to go on to the soft compound tyre. This is going to be interesting. They're all going to keep the same position. I think Ian gets himself up to P4. So this is now going to be a sprint race, because I don't think that safety car is going to keep out for long. Yagasan is going to keep on the mediums. I think that's a bad choice. Daniel is going to stay on the hards. That's, I think, not a good option to be doing. But Ian has a 3-second penalty, so yeah, it's all very crucial here in the final laps. As Nathan has left the session. So it is going to be potentially a 3 or 4 lap sprint style here with the safety car, as Nathan gets back in to the lobby. So Trust Vilpex is going to lead this race restart. It's very interesting how a few people do play it. Do they attack it early? Because there is only a few laps going to be left, and I just hope the final 2 drivers in P15 and P16 can quickly close up this gap of around 13 seconds. So the safety car, I think, is going to come in this lap. I'm pretty sure. So who is going to win in Japan? Is it going to be Vilpex? Is it going to be Miguel? Or is it going to be Bruno? Or could we see Ian get there somehow on track but not win it? So, are we going to go for 4 laps of racing? If we are, that means the last 2 laps will be DRS enabled. So, we are going to get racing here, ladies and gentlemen. This is where it gets very interesting. 4 laps remain. This is pretty much a sprint to the finish. And it is literally 16 cars, as you can see, are all in for a chance to potentially either finish in the points or on a podium or for a race win. As somebody has dropped, that will be looked at, I think, as Tunetank is really going to be patient. He's going to go, and he has bolted. And I think Bruno already looking for a move as they all make their way through into turn 1. As I think Vilpex has got the lead at the moment still. He's still holding on. The pole timer in the walk was a 28.7. I've only just seen the comment there, unfortunately. But Vilpex is on for the first driver, I think, to get a race win that is not QRT Ian. Daniel didn't pit. That's a strange one, I have to say. I don't know why. He has now dropped to P12. I will just double check if he is in the session. He is not in the session. Daniel isn't in the session, so yeah, that's an unfortunate one. His car hasn't pitted as he gets knocked down P16. But the battles are now coming through. Oh, Kart Racer. No, that's not Kart Racer. That's Alex the G. And he has had a bit of a moment on turn 1 there and drops a few positions. Ford Graphics makes his way up past Woman, and yeah, Alex the G could be in a bit of bother as Yagazan would potentially gain a position here, as Ian, who is right on the back of Miguel, has a 3-second penalty to serve. So can Ian take a race win as he goes for a move? Is it going to get completed? It is going to get completed. So Ian has to get past Trust Vilpex and create a 3-second gap in 2 laps. So Ian is going to have to do everything he's got. He's now coming to 130R as they come down the back straight. All Trust Vilpex has to do is just keep a charging Mercedes behind him, or let him pass and make sure he's within 3 seconds. As you come on to lap 26 of the Japanese Grand Prix here in PSGL F7, and wow, what it is going to be, as the DRS has been enabled, but they won't get it just yet. As QRT Ian, I think, may look for a move up the hairpin, where he's done so many moves so far this race. What is his sector 1 time? Can he smash his current fastest lap? As Trust Cynics is dropping down a P15 after a spin. He's not quicker than his personal best. He's got to create a gap. Ian has got to do something. Ian, is he going to go for it? Ian goes down the... No, is he going to get it? Oh no, they're going to bang wheels. As I think QRT Ian, is he going to get the position? He's going to try it around the outside. He is literally trying everything, and I think he's going to have to settle back down for P2. but he is going to go for it again. He's got literally 8% ERS as they come through 138. He's not going to try and do it here. He's going to have a look. That's going to go one way or the other. That is, yeah, that's very unfortunate. Yeah, I won't comment on what my opinions are of that. We'll leave that to the stewards. But it is going to be EWS. No, it's going to be Bruno. Bruno is going to go for the win as QRT Ian is out of the race, and yeah, Sharky is going to take a P4 or P5. Kart Racer picks up a penalty, so yeah, this is getting a bit fruitful. At yeah, I do appreciate the comments in the chat, but we'll leave it to the stewards. I think with Ian, it was more the fact of he had the speed, and I think that's the, that's the kind of unfortunate situation. But he went for the move. He felt the move was on, and unfortunately it didn't pay off. And Ian's first retirement of the season is in Japan. And yeah, unfortunate, I think, from both drivers. I'm sure that will go to the stewards. As we come onto the final lap, Bruno had to survive the kind of battle with QRT Ian all race, but XRT Bruno is going to take the provisional win here in PSGL F7 for round number 5. He is your provisional race winner pending any stewards inquiries. EWS Miguel gets a podium here this evening in Japan for Aston Martin. Alex G is going to round off in the final podium places, and that is some big points for Aston Martin, Red Bull and Alfa Romeo. We will be back next week, so yeah, more should be back. LRE More Games should be back next week, when I shall tell you what's in store for next week here in F7. But it is a win for the Red Bull man, as he is going to take the race win. The provisional race win goes to XRT Bruno, and I think he'll be chuffed with that one, as he really had to put the work in for the win. The Frenchman takes the win here in Japan, with the EWS Miguel for Aston Martin and Kart Racer rounding off that podium, as they all celebrate with the virtual champagne, and I'm sure they'll be having a drink this evening. Obviously, if you're under 18, please do not drink alcohol, as soft drinks are available, I'm sure. As confirmed by the game, XRT Bruno takes the race win here in Japan, with the Frenchman taking a very, well, I wouldn't say easy win, but he did take the win here in the Suzuka track here in Japan. Miguel in P2, Alex G in P3, Yagazan in P4, Ford Graphics in P5, Kart Racer P6, Sharky P7, Nathan Clark in P8, Miller Whiskey in P9, P10 Daniel, but I don't think he'll count as he is ghosted. In P11 Trust Cynics, P12 Bugatti, P13 Woman, P14 Laganga, P15 Vilpex Ian in 16th, LFRKP in P17, Pro Gamer in P18, and then we've got Indigo in P19, and then running off in the DNFs are Olaf. So that is it, ladies and gentlemen, for another race here in PSGL F7. And just to whet your appetite for the rest of the season, I will just quickly grab up the PlayStation calendar, if you can bear me 1 second. So next week we'll be on in the UK Bank Holiday Monday, as we come to the end of the summer holidays, and we'll be off to a double header of the the Italian track, and we are off to Monza next week, and then we are off to Imola the week after. So if you like your pasta and your pizza, then do tune in next week. But it's been a privilege and a definite fantastic race here in PSGL F7, as we will be running off the night here this evening, as we head to Monza next week on Bank Holiday Monday, should I say, on the 29th of August. As LRE More Games will be back next week, and we'll have to find out what happened between Vilpex and QRTE and the outcome of that. But until next time, when we go racing in PSGL, comment, like, subscribe, tick the notification bell to find out when PSGL go lives again. I've been LRE Storm, and I've been your commentator this evening for PSGL F7. Until next time, good night.
I understand that.